sing. I like to work it, yeah. Make you want more that, yeah. I make this look easy, yeah. Now they wanna be me. Slow down, you got me moving so slow now. And let me turn it up a little more now. You got me moving so slow now. Slow down, you got me moving so slow now. And let me turn it up a little more now. You got me moving so slow now. Natural, everything about me is natural. See, my hair is natural.
Today on One Always There. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary. Today on One, Namibia records highest COVID-19 cases in a single day. Vocational sector thrives under Harambee Prosperity Plan. Luderitz youth bemoan collapse of the fishing industry. And GIPF launches member education campaign.
As COVID-19 cases continue to increase at an alarming rate in the country, 52 new positive cases were confirmed within the last 24 hours leading up to Wednesday, bringing the total number of cases to 257, with 24 recoveries and 233 still active. 9,500 people have been tested to date, while 879 people are in quarantine. Minister Kalumbi Shangula says the country has recorded over 50 new cases this morning, making it the highest number of cases recorded in a single day.
This morning we have reported 52 new cases, and with the exception of one, all of them they are coming from the Walvis Bay area. The one who is not from Walvis Bay is coming from our quarantine facility in the south of the country, in Karas. So it is it's very much concerning that actually today we have recorded the highest number of new cases ever. This is also the fact that we have tested the highest number of samples to date. There are more than 250 samples which were tested, which resulted in 52 cases. And also this involved two laboratories. That's the Namibia Institute of Pathology and PathCare. So the two combined have tested samples of 253.
Minister Shangula assured residents from the coastal region of Erongo that they are with them during these difficult times. This comes as most of the cases recorded thus far are from the Erongo region.
To inform the people of Walvis Bay that they are not forsaken, we are with them. We are doing everything possible to ensure that even those who are contacts and those who are positive, they are getting the best management and also the best accommodation we are able to provide. So we are also asking the inhabited at personal level, at individual level, to ensure that they practice good personal hygiene, which including regular washing of hands, sanitizing, and wearing of the mask correctly. Wearing of the mask correctly is very, very important, and it has been scientifically proved that wearing of mask significantly reduces the transmission of infection, and of course always to maintain a reasonable distance between two individuals.
The minister also said that they are currently experiencing a backlog in delivering results for those tested for COVID-19 and urges members of the public to remain patient, especially those in quarantine facilities. Reporting for Today on One, I'm Joseph Shifeni.
We always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Namibia Training Authority, Jerry Beukes, recently stated that the NTA has recorded positive outcomes in the TVET sector over the past 5 years, as envisioned in the Harambee Prosperity Plan. Beukes also mentioned that in the last financial year, the NTA collected more than 400 million Namibia dollars through its training levy scheme that aims to support and drive the growth of the TVET sector. The Harambee Prosperity Plan, launched by President Hage Geingob in 2016, prioritized the investment and development of the TVET sector in its third pillar on social transformation due to the sector's potential to deal with the global challenges of youth employability and unemployment. According to the CEO of NTA, Jerry Beukes, the TVET sector has significantly progressed in the past 5 years.
There's been significant progress in the TVET space over the last 3 to 5 years. More so in terms of funding from the training levy. We have reintroduced an apprenticeship system, currently with, I think, over 50 employers participating, with around 600 apprentices being funded. We've increased the intake into the system. At the end of March this year, we were sitting at 34,900 trainees in the TVET system, registered at public and private training providers. We have introduced the recognition of prior learning program that we are rolling out to give opportunities to Namibian citizens with skills and competencies to go through a formal process with us whereby we certify those skills and competencies. So there are a lot of, and the development of new programs, unit standards, qualifications. We are now responding to the needs of the wholesale and retail sector, the finance and business sector, agriculture in the TVET space. So a lot of exciting initiatives we are implementing, and that's funded from the key priority allocation of the levy, the training levy. So we've also done a lot of work just with our line ministry support in terms of countering the stigma attached to vocational education and training.
Beukes also mentioned that the NTA is currently working on a number of infrastructural development projects to assist with the transformation and expansion of the vocational education and training sector in Namibia, as highlighted in the HPP's TVET expansion master plan, which aims to have a footprint of vocational skills development centers in all the 14 regions of Namibia.
We are busy with a number of projects to also expand infrastructure at our existing public vocational training centers. Right now, we have projects running already at Inanna, Nakayale, Walombola, Okakarara, Hobaba's VTC, and soon Zambezi VTC as well. And as we've said before, in accordance with Harambee Prosperity Plan objectives, with support from our ministry and government, we've started now with the upgrading of the Keikanakap Youth Skills Training Center outside Marienthal into a fully fledged VTC for the Hardap region. Soon we will start with, hopefully with construction then at in Korigas for the Kunene VTC. The Central Procurement Board should hopefully award that contract in the next month or so, and hopefully in Kurunkuru as well, we're waiting for Central Procurement Board to award that construction contract as well. We've done already services and earthworks at Korigas and in Kurunkuru. The same applies to Keetmanshoop, construction of a new VTC. We've done services and earthworks there. We're just waiting for the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture as the implementing unit for African Development Bank funded projects to advertise that tender, hopefully once the restriction is lifted in terms of international bidding, so that project can also take off. So tangible initiatives, or more so tangible impact and outcomes that we've recorded in the TVET system over the last 5 years. But I must say, it's only because industry continues to support us through this levy program. Government is playing its part. Government has prioritized TVET through the President's Accelerated Plan for Economic Development, HPP, and it's only because there's now a partnership that we are able to really get traction in terms of transforming the TVET system under the guidance of our line ministry and the line minister, which is Higher Education, Technology and Innovation.
In 2019, Beukes announced that the NTA has made significant progress ever since the introduction of the training levy in 2014, and the NTA has managed to collect about 1.6 billion Namibia dollars under the program.
Last year, critics and audiences fell in love with the Big C.
So what next?
I, for one, am prepared to be wowed.
Oh, you be wowed. I'll be drunk. My name's Kathy, and I will see you now.
It is not okay for you to kiss my wife.
I don't want to feel better. I want to be better.
Youth from the southern town of Lüderitz stood to the center of the town on Friday to express their concerns on what they described as the collapse of the once thriving fishing industry. They also fear that the retrenchments taking place at Wallfish Bay could soon hit their town, which is already facing a high unemployment among the youth. Led by a youth movement called the Buchters Youth Rising Up, or Bairu, they say the prospects of the local fishing industry has shrunk over the years, which has had an impact on the town's economy and the livelihoods of its inhabitants.
We are mourning the fishing industry that is dying out on the community of Lüderitz, and we would like to see a better future for reviving the factories that has been closed down here in Lüderitz. So we will be pleased if the companies that was established in Lüderitz and had moved to Walvis Bay can come back. The government to see into it, to give our companies the quotas, the companies to give better living conditions to their employees so that we can live together as one again in Lüderitz, so that we can see a sign of the light at the end of the tunnel.
The people in Lüderitz, they are unhappy, and we as the youth have decided that we are actually going to stand up for our town, and we aren't going to be afraid to knock on any door. A lot of things will be happening in Lüderitz now, but the main thing is that we want to start at the point where people from outside actually can hear us and recognize that the people of Lüderitz do have a voice. There's a lot of things that are still coming, but for whoever the message is relevant, people in Lüderitz, we are not scared. And it's not to say that we are sending this to say we are intimidating someone, but it is the truth, and it is about high time that Lüderitz is acknowledged for the town that it is. I mean, Lüderitz has been supplying this Namibia with resources for how long? And if you look at the rest of the Namibia, Lüderitz doesn't compare. We don't have proper schooling. We do not have proper infrastructure. You can look at it from many perspectives. But the thing is that we start today, and we're going to start it right. We're going to start it with time, and whatever it takes, we will get there. And for anyone who's listening to this, for the Buchters especially, we as the Bairu organization, we do need your help. We do need support.
The youth say that they have engaged with stakeholders in the industry and were not satisfied with the handling of the allocation of fishing quotas by the Ministry of Fisheries. According to them, the ministry's decision to cut quotas for local factories signals the beginning of the end for the once prosperous industry.
Each and every person, I believe, will be affected directly or indirectly, because if you lay the workers off at the end of the day, when we look at our shops, examples of OK and Spar, the factory workers are mostly the majority shoppers there. Once these people stop working, it means no income or little income, meaning the shops will be affected and they will lose income as well, and they'll have to end up retrenching their workers as well. Secondly, our banks will also be affected because no more depositing, meaning they'll lose also services and so on and so forth. Then we can look at our town council as well also. They will also lose an income because these workers are people that buy electricity and pay for their water, and that is how town council makes their income as well. So it means little or no income. And the taxis as well. People will stop taking cab because there's no more income coming in. So I don't think whoever decided to cut quotas thought of that.
The Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, Albert Kawana, was quoted recently acknowledging that he does plan to reduce the amount of quotas for nearly 20 companies, including those involved in the fish road scandal. This will also allow new rights holders to enter the fray, but will make it much difficult for the affected companies to secure sufficient quotas to sustain their workforce.
Share with us on #LearnOn1. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
The Government Institutions Pension Fund has embarked on a month-long member education media campaign to inform, educate and sensitize its members on their benefits and rules of the fund. According to the fund's manager for marketing services, the campaign commenced on the 29th of June and will run until the 31st of July 2020, where member information sessions will be held on local radio stations and printed in newspapers.
Set up topics. The first topic that we're going to look at is what we call the admission and then the unclaimed benefits, and then we'll be looking at the resignation and retirement. After that, we will be talking about death before retirement, and where we are going to zoom into what we call the nomination forms. These nomination forms are very important because they give us a direction of who should get the benefits. And then after that, we're also going to look at death after retirement. As you all know that once you die, or when you retire and then you die, your file doesn't die. It's so circulate around GIPF because we regard you as, although you're not an active member, but we regard you as an active member because we, on a monthly basis, you get something nice from GIPF for the time. And then part of it, after death after retirement, we're also going to zoom into what we call the funeral benefit. This is basically the benefit that we give to our members once their loved ones passed on. And then the last topic, we'll be talking about annuities. When we're talking about annuities, we are referring to non-active members. It's basically these people that don't contribute, but they get an allowance or benefit from GIPF.
The fund, however, advises its members against in-person visits due to COVID-19 and to rather reach out to them via its social media platforms, email, or call their offices should they have queries regarding the information sessions.
We are encouraging our members to make use of our website if they are in need of their benefit statement. What we are saying is that they need to go to our website, which is www.gipf.com.na, and then they must check on the right. They must take on the right of the web or on the site. It's there's a place called a member online portal. What they need to do is, if they are not registered already, they need to register first, and then from there they can have access to their information on the portal, whereby they can check their benefit statement. They don't have even to come here. They can check in the comfort of their offices.
The fund will also be having a financial injection into the Namibian economy campaign later this year.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of 700 Club Nigeria. Today on 700 Club Nigeria, a woman encounters inexplicable pain after the delivery of her baby. An interesting chat with the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria. Plus, we learn about the power within our spoken words.
My portion in the land of the living, help me sing. As for me, and my house, we will serve the Almighty.
In other leading stories, this year, taking the impact of COVID-19 into consideration, Bank Windhoek has decided to contribute 500,000 Namibia dollars to the Cancer Association of Namibia under the bank's Cancer Apple project instead of selling apples to raise funds. Regarded as one of the most significant corporate social responsibility undertakings in Namibia, raising a total of 30.5 million Namibia dollars since its inception, the project was gearing up to celebrate its 20th anniversary before the measures to curb the spread of COVID-19 were put in place. The donations and the collected funds, amongst others, enable CAN to create cancer awareness, conduct outreach programs and screen Namibians for cervical and prostate cancer throughout the 14 regions at no cost. And Namibia's telecommunications giant MTC announced its support to the Hopsol Youth Soccer League with an amount of 500,000 Namibia dollars annually for the next 3 years. MTC acknowledges that all sport has to start with proper youth development structures and recognizes with this sponsorship the good work the Hopsol Youth Soccer League has done over the past 3 years. Colin Benjamin expressed his sincere gratitude and noted that the aim is to level the playing fields of development between Namibia and the rest of the world.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Popular Democratic Movement, PDM, met with the first cohort of veterinary graduates from the University of Namibia that are requesting government to give them employment. The PDM has promised to bring their situation to the attention of relevant stakeholders. Messach said that the curriculum of UNAM needs to be revised because some of their graduates are still not registered with the Health Council. Anna said Namibia will be left behind if it ignores its own veterinarians. France said the graduates are supposed to create jobs for others. Captain said this is why he did not take medicine. UNFPA, UNICEF, BW Kudu and NAPH have all donated personal protective equipment valued at over 4 million Namibia dollars to the Ministry of Health and Social Services. Polu said that he wants to know whether donation is channeled by the ministry. While Penda said the Russian billionaire also made a donation that has not been revealed. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
Welcome to Sport Africa. The BBC's new weekly show will explore the big sporting issues and questions, like why Africans aren't winning medals in the pool.
I just think it's their mindset.
Meeting established and rising stars.
I could be the Nigerian first Grand Slam winner.
And at the heart of it will be you, the fans, with your passion, your opinions, your stories, and even tests of your sporting knowledge. Go beyond the game with BBC Sport Africa.
Welcome to Turning Point International. We have taken over London.
For 10 years, I did it and I got burnt out.
Over time, eBay developed an addictive personality to escape depression.
There's some people, they take medication and it actually doesn't work for them.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior is sunny and mild to warm, but hot in the far north. It will be windy over the interior. The coast sunny and hot with sandstorms at times, and the wind moderate to fresh northeasterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
Second round.
Papa.